Welcome back to the Whiskey Explorer. Thanks so much for tuning in again, guys. And if you are a first-time viewer to the channel, if you could please do us a quick favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about the video. That way we can help grow the community here at the Whiskey Explorer. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks so much for tuning in for another episode. And tonight, guys, we have got the start of a brand new series for you. So one of the things that I love about the whiskey community is it's like the most generous community out there. So we all like to send each other samples and trade samples, and I've got this accumulation of samples that I've sort of been collecting over the last couple of years. And so I thought it would be fun to do a sample Saturday where I would go through a couple of the samples that I've received over the years and kind of share my thoughts on those with you guys. So this is the start of that series. So Sample Saturday tonight. And tonight we have got two bourbons here. We've got the Winchester Bourbon Whiskey. And we have Wagon, Uncut, Unfiltered. Okay, so this first one here, this was actually purchased by me, so not sent to me. I got this at Total Wine a few years back. I'll just kind of bring the bottle a little bit closer so you guys can have a look at that. And this is called the Winchester Extra Smooth Bourbon. It's bottled at 45% alcohol by volume or 90 proof. And this sample here, from the research that I sort of did, it sort of seems that this is like a bulk brand that it's made by, let me get the name here, Terra Pure Spirits in North Charleston, South Carolina. So it seems what they do is they make like a bulk spirit, and then they get that out to big sort of beverage purveyors like Total Wine, which is where I picked it up. And then those outfits sort of sell the products for them. So this one here, much to my dismay, I actually noticed on the side of the label it says aged a minimum of 6 months in new oak. Uh-oh. So this one could be interesting. I also did a little bit of research on this Winchester bourbon. This one is the Extra Smooth Bourbon Whiskey. So what they actually do is they use one of those rapid aging methods, which they apparently say gets rid of the harsh congeners and other things that are sort of present in the bourbon. So we'll see if that's true or not. I do not have high hopes. And this is the infamous Wagon Uncut, Unfiltered Bourbon. So this is out of the Las Vegas sort of outfit. So Aaron there does the blending for Wagon. And this is bottled at 57.76 ABV. And this sample here comes from a gentleman and a scholar. This is from Richie Z. He's a pillar in the whiskey community. So thanks so much, Richie Z, for sending along this sample. So let's start out with Winchester Bourbon. I'm actually pretty scared about this one, guys. This is not gonna go well, I don't think. All right, so already first clues here. We've got a plastic bottle. So, oh, it already smells bad. Okay, so let's get a little pour of this one here going. Let's take a look at the color in the glass here to start. Very light color. That's already an indication that we are not headed in the right direction. Very light amber color. There is a little bit of color to that, but what I'm really worried about is that it says aged a minimum of 6 months. That is worrisome for sure. So let's get a quick swirl in the glass. Quick nosing. Cheers, guys. Oh, this is bad. Oh my gosh, it's like so grainy. It's so youthful. Like you just get that really youthful grain note. It almost reminds me of like a really cheap Scotch blend, where it's just all grain in the nose. Like Johnny Walker Red has a bit of smoke to it. Like there's a little bit of peat in it, so I can't really say it's that, but it's like that type of that astringent, very young, grassy bourbon note to it. This is not going to be good. I mean, that's all you really get on the nose, to be honest, guys. There's a little bit of vanilla there, maybe a little tiny bit of fruit. Hard to even say what the fruit is. Oh, it's bad. It's really bad. All right, guys, here we go. Time to be brave. Cheers. Oh, it assaults the senses. That is just horrible. Oh my God. That's so bad. It's so astringent, so bitter. It's just straight ethanol on this one. So it's just basically like, oh, it's like maybe like a little bit of a sweeter version of a nail polish. That's all there is to it. It's pure astringency, awful grain notes, super young. I kept it in my mouth way too long. Sadly for me, there's a bit of a long finish to this one. It must just be how wretched it is, because like it's bad. So if you guys see this Winchester bourbon whiskey extra smooth, that's a misnomer. It is not smooth. It is also not good. So pass this up for sure. Do not get this. This is awful stuff. This would only be good as a prank whiskey or a joke whiskey to get your buddy to drink, like to have a laugh. Like that's about it. Now, following it up with what's going to hopefully be delicious, the Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered. So this is MGP source bourbon, and Aaron at Smoke Wagon, which is the Nevada distilling company, he's got quite the following on social media. He does a really great job of sort of brand awareness and branding and marketing. He also has the sort of clout to get to pick the really good MGP barrels. So I would say this is probably in about the 8-year MGP stocks. So right about the 8-year mark on this one. And it is presented again at barrel strength, uncut, unfiltered. So let's get a pour of this one going, and hopefully this will be a lot better than the Winchester. Cheers, Richie. Thanks for the sample. I really appreciate it. This is one I probably won't ever see here in Canada, so I really appreciate getting the chance to try it. Cheers. Oh, it's already going so much better just looking at the color in the glass there. So looking at the color in the glass, oh, that's what I like to see. It's a really, really nice dark copper note to this one. Much darker than that Winchester garbage. That was just terrible. So nice, rich, dark copper color to that. Give it a nice swirl in the glass there. So normally I give it a bit more time on a full review, but just doing a quick review here tonight. So cheers, guys. We'll get into the nose here. Nose is kind of tight right now, not really revealing itself yet. Wow, I'm having a tough time kind of pulling anything out of the glass there. Let's try to go in there for another nose. It's had a little bit of time to open up there. Sweet vanilla on the nose, the very first thing I get. Some caramel notes in there, butterscotch, brown sugar sweetness, a little bit of honey. Nice sort of, it's a little bit of a muted nose, but it is a really nice sweet nose. Kind of got those caramel characteristics, bourbon characteristics going on. Let's get into this one, guys. Cheers. Oh, that's good though. Very good. Wow, that's tasty. Very first thing I got was a hit of vanilla, followed by some nice deep dark cherry notes. Then it was sweetness, so caramel rolling in, brown sugar, molasses. Really coats the mouth well, so a full mouth coating feel to the Smoke Wagon, the Uncut Unfiltered. We'd sort of expect that with unfiltered bourbon, but really nice mouthfeel. That's really good. Yeah, lots of like the deep dark cherry notes. Maybe a hint of milk chocolate in there as well. And then the sort of end of the palate is where the spices come in. Get the classic bourbon spices, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of clove, got the brown sugar going, a little bit of cracked black pepper as well. So nice, long, lingering finish as well to the Smoke Wagon, the Uncut Unfiltered. Really liking that. You know what, guys? I gotta say, this is reminding me of like a Stag Junior or an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. So if you like those bourbons, I think you're gonna love the Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered. Well, let's go in for a second sip. Now that the palate has had a chance to acclimate to some actual good whiskey, we'll go in for a second sip. Cheers, guys. That is a really nice, rich bourbon. The first thing I got this time was the rush of the rush of the vanilla. Then it was sweet oak. So got some nice sweet oak flavor in there. Again, reminiscent of something like the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which is aged 12 years, or the Stag Junior, which is aged about 8 or 9 years. I think the Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered comes in at around 8 years. So it kind of makes sense that it has those nice sweet oak flavors. Then you get the cherry. You get the dark cherry, which is that quintessential bourbon note. Then you get some of the honey sweetness, so a little bit of the brown sugar and honey. It's very rich. Again, very viscous, very mouth-coating dram. Really, really tasty. That's really good. Really long, spicy finish to it. So you get the cinnamon in there. Get, for sure, like the nutmeg, sort of the baking spices in there as well. So that's part of the experience, and that's very welcome as well. So that one is delicious. I would highly recommend the Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered. I can certainly not recommend the Winchester. That's terrible. So don't get that. Avoid at all costs. Or if you're going to get it for a buddy, you could get it for a buddy like as a gag gift. All right, guys, and that's going to do it for this first installment of the Sample Saturday. Thanks so much again for tuning in for another episode. Until next time, may your sails be full and your drams be fuller. Cheers.